as always with the latest releases on HEDERA, there are tons of different questions at the moment surrounding the native staking, which I covered in my last 2 videos. Make sure you guys have checked those out, particularly the last one uploaded to the channel, as that also breaks down where you can currently get the best yield, as well as the pros and cons of each of the approaches that are currently available for your Hbar tokens. Anyway, from Hashpack directly, there's been an update from Pluto regarding staking. After discussions with HEDERA and further observations, it seems like the pending reward display and general staking systems are working as intended. The reason it's showing 0 when you think that you should have some of your rewards is likely they have been collected via another transaction, as any transaction on your account while you have pending rewards will trigger the reward payout. Now, I generally believed from the staking reward documentation this was only for changes to your Hbar balance, but as Pluto is saying here, it looks like any transaction through the wallet will automatically claim those rewards for you. So if any of you guys are receiving, say, DOVU tokens because you have some of those staked, again, I have a video on my channel showing you how to do that. You will obviously be receiving those several times a day. Each time one of those transactions comes through, one of them has the possibility of triggering the sort of collection of those native Hbar rewards that you are accruing. The other one as well could be if you're using the SaucerSwap faucet still and you're claiming those rewards either 1 to 3 times a day. Any one of those could also claim those rewards if you have some of them pending. And of course, there are plenty of other things as well. Any kind of transaction, if you're buying or selling NFTs, you're transferring tokens, any single one of those sort of transactions you make via your Hashpack or HEDERA wallet will automatically claim those tokens for you. And that is why many of you guys will be seeing 0 in the sort of pending reward section of your wallet. You can, of course, verify that by going into the history tab of your Hashpack wallet, for example, and you'll see in sort of green writing, it will say the staking collection with also the number of rewards that you have received. We can also see here from Pluto, there have been a number of improvements proposed to the reporting data around staking, and tickets are being opened with details. For example, one of them is this GitHub repository. This allows us to know which account receives staking rewards in a transaction. Currently, if a transaction involves multiple accounts, there is no way to know which account got how many of those rewards. Another one of these proposals on GitHub 4744 enables us to get the total rewards you have received for display directly within the wallet. Clearly a very useful feature for tax purposes or just to know that you've got the rewards you are due. And actually, if you guys saw my previous video, you'll know I actually listed that as cons for native staking and HEDERA staking. There is no idea at the moment of how many rewards you've collected. And obviously this would be really good as well going forward for things like, say, tax and also to know how much you've kind of yielded over that period. I know there has been a lot of confusion around these pending rewards, but as far as we can tell, everything is working as intended and you will be receiving your rewards properly, even if you haven't noticed it. Once we have these additional data sources, it will become much more clear. Jumping across then, wanted to give a shout out to 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘𝗥𝗥𝗔𝗟𝗦 Ghost Club. Obviously, the Hbar Foundation as well have recently tweeted this out. 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗥𝗥𝗔𝗟𝗦 Club is the first NFT project on HEDERA to cross the 10 million Hbar volume mark on ZOOP's marketplace, of course, it being the biggest secondary marketplace. Massive shout out to Will, Ray, and Raf for sort of continuing their developments and driving forward NFTs within the space, obviously via their project 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗥𝗥𝗥𝗔𝗟𝗦 Ghost Club. I'm a massive fan of the project, as you guys may obviously know. I've been covering them since they sort of originally opened their Discord servers right from before Drop 1 went live. And of course, I'll continue to let you guys know whenever future drops come out, as it is a project I like, particularly because as well of how involved Will, Ray, and Raf are, not only with the NFT scene itself, but also the HEDERA space, and they are doing some fantastic things and setting a brilliant example for how NFT creators can help drive forward the ecosystem. So a huge shout out to those guys. Of course, you can obviously find them on ZOO's marketplace on the secondary market, and there will be more drops in the future. Another tweet from the Hbar Foundation, as some may have noticed, unfortunately at the moment there is an issue with the HEDERA public mirror nodes, which are causing some problems in the ecosystem. While the mainnet is functioning properly, many apps leverage the public mirror node for information. Thus, the outage impacts these apps. You can track updates on status.hedera.com. So the transaction processing issue in mirror node has been identified, and we are working on a fix to deploy. Event streams, account balances, and record streams are still being uploaded, and transactions are still being processed by the consensus nodes. It's really important here to distinguish the fact that these mirror nodes are not involved in any of the consensus transactions at all. This means that even though this mirror node is down or not functioning as intended, it is not blocking any of the transactions on the mainnet whatsoever. It is effectively a reporting node for which these decentralized applications can fetch data from for stuff that's been transacted in the past. And they're saying, of course, they'll backfill any of these transactions. So while it being a minor blip, this is nothing major at all for the hashgraph algorithm or HEDERA itself. It's just a reporting mirror node that is experiencing some issues. And then they are investigating the issue and they'll be working to mitigate the impact on applications going forward. So hopefully we'll have some updates from those guys. Final tweet I wanted to look at from the Hbar Foundation is that they are excited to announce This Is ZOOP, a new partner, the digital celebrity collectible trading platform, which has actually been created by the team members responsible for turning OnlyFans into a $1 billion unicorn, have selected HEDERA as their DLT of choice. ZOOP, the first digital celebrity collectible trading platform, will usher in a new era of interaction between fans and celebrities, whilst ensuring that the step into Web3 is as seamless as possible. Users can simply access the dashboard to buy, swap, and sell different collectibles. Those participating in the ZOOP ecosystem and playing in-platform games are able to unlock exclusive access to content and communities, alongside enabling celebrities to directly connect with fans. Talent on the platform receives 70% of the revenue from all sales generated by ZOOP. To enhance interoperability, ZOOP has also signed on 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗪𝗡 as a strategic partner to support these efforts, bringing its industry-leading interoperability functions to the platform. We greatly look forward to working with This Is ZOOP and 𝗟𝗟𝗪𝗡 and meeting all of the new members of the Hbar community that enter via this platform. And again, this could be a fantastic partnership going forward, particularly as they've selected HEDERA, and they'll probably be using the Hashgraph consensus algorithm to process these different types of buy, sell, and swap transactions. You can see how big OnlyFans has gotten over the past couple of years, and then this is effectively a sort of a trading version of that, which also gets you closer to those key celebrities that set up those profiles. This could actually be quite a big platform or project going forward. And again, that adds to those use cases or major use cases for HEDERA, which of course bring the TPS that everyone desires. Nice announcement there that I thought I would share. Jumping across to some wider market news, Google has just unveiled blockchain node hosting services or devices with initial support for Ethereum. So Google unveils its cloud blockchain node engine on one of its official blogs. The company has embraced blockchain technology, stating that it is changing the way the world moves and stores information. As a supporting tool to Web3 developers, Google announced a new engine. It will help them build and launch products on blockchain-based platforms. Google stated that self-managed nodes are difficult to manage as they require constant monitoring. The new blockchain node engine can cut down the necessity for node operations. The company also stated that Ethereum will be the initial blockchain supported by the new engine. And of course, this makes complete sense, as obviously the sheer volume of Ethereum nodes that currently exist, of course, it being the second spot in terms of market cap, as well as it being around for a long time. It's got an awful lot of developers and sort of large backing from individual communities that want to run these nodes. With the new engine, Web3 firms can enjoy streamlined provisioning, secure development, and fully managed operations. Google stated the vision behind the engine is to help developers focus their effort and time on innovation and scaling applications. Now, I've spoken at length in the past about Google and pretty much what this headline says here, diving headfirst into the crypto realm. They're betting big on moving forward. Of course, they are, or Google Cloud is a governing council member, and the fact that they are unveiling a blockchain node hosting services could lend itself very well to being trialed on Ethereum. And then once HEDERA begins to move across into a decentralized sort of governing mechanism with self-hosted public nodes, services like this being backed by giants like Google, who obviously sit on the governing council, could actually be a very, very good way of HEDERA diversifying out into that decentralized model. So that's why I'm partially covering this as well. It's some fantastic news for not only crypto, but potentially HEDERA going forward, and could help accelerate that movement into the decentralized governing model that they're looking to do once it is ready to take place. Some more interesting news as well from the macro side. So news just in as of today, the US Q3 GDP has actually risen by 2.6%, which has been the first increase in 2022 we have seen so far. I think this was a bit of a shock to different analysts and economists' expectations. The markets, of course, at the moment are still very bearish and risk-off attitudes will continue. However, what this is very good for is potentially influence the Federal Open Market Committee meetings in November and December. As long as they maintain track for the increases they'd have almost sort of unveiled to the markets with their policy so far, i.e. they don't deviate too much from their original plans and there's nothing crazy that happens to interest rates that aren't being priced into markets. As I said before, we could be seeing a crypto and general wider asset bottom taking place towards the end of this year, maybe even the beginning of next year, and then that sets up 2023 to potentially actually for institutions and even individual retail to begin taking on more risk when it comes to these assets as we see that terminal interest rate hit. So again, this is some good news at the moment. We'll see how this plays out. I'm still sticking to my sort of earlier idea that potentially the bottom is somewhere within the next couple of months, potentially the next 3 months or so. So I don't think we're quite there just yet, but we are getting very, very close. I'm obviously still averaging into as many of these positions as I possibly can. I'm doubling down on things like Hbar. Like I said, I've taken a break at the moment from purchasing quant with the token prices. We may see a slight pullback. I don't think it's going to be anything too aggressive, but these are my plays, obviously looking forward out to 2023 and beyond. Rounding up the video then, I want to circle back on some news that I covered way back when this initially hit the headlines, which is of course Elon Musk looking to purchase Twitter. So everyone's favorite Tesla and SpaceX CEO. And also crypto influencer, if you would, with some of the tweets that he puts out, has been spotted or filmed entering the Twitter headquarters. And this is, of course, after the deal is basically being accelerated now and pushed through. Now, what I wanted to actually cover was something that I heard him say about effectively in a conversation not too long ago. And he was looking at, or his main motivation for purchasing Twitter has been because he is quite fond of the way WeChat in China actually operates, whereby pretty much you can do everything from within the app itself. Now, why this lends itself potentially to crypto is, of course, him at the helm effectively, and with support of the board, Twitter may begin to see more and more integrations for things like micropayments and tips towards creators, obviously keeping that sort of freedom of speech, but also enabling more things to take place from within the app. Of course, Twitter is one of the largest social media platforms, if you would, on the planet, with exposure to an awful lot of users. Any kind of cryptocurrency integration, no matter how small effectively, is of course incredibly bullish for the industry across the board. And this could actually take shape or see form come from this based off of what Elon's vision is, where he draws on from WeChat in China. My 2 pence worth, potentially we could see some really good stuff from Twitter regarding the crypto world if he has his way. Of course, he's going to have to fight the board and get all the shareholders on side for major changes to the way Twitter is run, as well as their sort of project timelines out to the future. Anyway, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, drop a like, leave a comment. Tons more stuff coming out soon that I've got ready for you guys. Make sure you are subscribed and you've got that notification bell enabled so you actually get notified of when I upload a video. And of course, you're more than welcome to come and follow me on Twitter. I do try and post an awful lot of stuff on there as well. Until the next one, I'll see you then. Cheers.